Switch just looks that bad. It looked like someone took Vaseline about this old ass hardware. Fantastic. What's up, people? Dwayne from D-Pad Disquisition. So today I actually want to talk to you guys about a fantastic game series, one of the best game series to ever be created, in my opinion. That game series is The Legend of Zelda. It's one of my favorite series of all time. I've played every game in the franchise except for the CDI games. I will never be interested in even trying those games. I'm sure you guys know why. A while back, they announced the new Legend of Zelda game that's coming out. Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. It's scheduled to release on May 12th of 2023. And this game looks fantastic. In the most recent Nintendo Direct, they showed another trailer. I believe this might be the second trailer. The first trailer looked pretty dang good. It kind of left you hanging, wondering what the heck was going on, what the hell was going to happen. But the second trailer looked absolutely fantastic. I played the hell out of Breath of the Wild. I played it to a bloody pulp. I played the regular mode. I got almost everything except for the Korok seeds. I didn't get all of those, and I will never do that challenge because that's just way too much time for me. That's too much of a time sink for a golden piece of poo. I'm just saying. The details, the physics, the way things work, the way enemies act, the food system, the progression system, the way you level up. It's just fantastic. It's one of the most free-range, free-open games that you'll ever play. There are no boundaries to what you can do. If you see it, you can go to it. That's pretty much how that game works. It's a very free and open game. And I love that. I love that about it. And I hope that Tears of the Kingdom is the same way. A few days after watching the second trailer, I started to think back on the release of the original Breath of the Wild. And when I think back on that, I have a lot of good memories about how good the game was. I mean, it was mind-blowing. It was a change-up that Zelda absolutely needed. That was franchise, needed a little bit of a swap somewhere along the way. Do I believe that every Zelda game should be like that? Probably not. I think some should, some shouldn't. I think a little bit of a mix between the two would be nice. Maybe some dungeons that aren't as open, so you have to have more specific puzzles, because some of the puzzles get super easy when you have an open world like that, because you have to be able to solve it in multiple different ways. So they have to kind of simplify it when, if you had a specific way and only one or two ways that you could get through a puzzle, it makes it a little more challenging. But Breath of the Wild was a fantastic game. No doubt about it. But it also reminded me that it was pretty choppy. The resolution isn't the greatest to Breath of the Wild. And this was a launch game for the Nintendo Switch. You could say, okay, it's a launch game. They didn't have the bugs hashed out, blah, blah, blah. Or you could also say the Nintendo Switch was getting pushed hardware-wise from the start, which in my opinion is absolutely what happened with that game, because the Tegra X1 chip, or whatever it's called that's in the Switch, it was nothing new when the Switch came out. The chip in here was super easy for developers to work with. They knew exactly what they were doing with this. They should have already known how to program everything on this with ease at that point. So that brings us to Tears of the Kingdom. And in my honest opinion, I'm a little worried about it. I'm a little worried about it. Breath of the Wild lagged hardcore in some areas. The Korok Forest, a lot of those areas where you have a lot going on, it got pretty choppy. And if Tears of the Kingdom is the same size or even a little bit bigger with a little bit more expansiveness, more things, more enemies, I would assume that it's probably going to have some choppiness with it too. If Tears of the Kingdom comes out and it runs exactly like Breath of the Wild, 900p, 30 frames a second, are you guys going to be okay with occasional frame drops to like 15 frames a second in busy areas like Breath of the Wild? Because I feel like when Breath of the Wild came out, it was so different, so new. People wanted something new with Zelda so bad that they allowed these frame drops and acted like it was just so fantastic and they couldn't get over it. I mean, it was getting 10 out of 10s across the board. 10 out of 10s is phenomenal. Like, in my opinion, I don't think any game should get a 10 out of a 10. There's always room for improvement. If there's no room for improvement, then we're just going to get the same mediocre shit over and over and over again. There's no room to get any better. So I don't think any game's a 10 out of a 10. 9.8, 9.7, whatever, but not 10 out of 10. But in my opinion, the Nintendo Switch is holding Nintendo back from all these spectacular games and stuff that could happen. Because I personally won't be okay with Tears of the Kingdom running at 900p, 30 frames a second, and dropping down to freaking 20 frames a second when I get into busy areas like Breath of the Wild does. And I know they patched some stuff in and made it a little better, but it's still there. I was just playing it the other day. Here it is. But I was just playing Breath of the Wild the other day. Those frame drops are still there. They weren't all the way patched out. They did what they could. They're definitely a lot better than they were launch day or whatever. No doubt about it. But I'm not going to be cool with the newest Zelda coming out and running like that. Especially if you're going to up the price and charge $70 like it's a premium game. A premium game doesn't run at 900p 30 frames a second. Now, I'm not positive what this runs at or what Tears of the Kingdom's going to run at. I have no idea. I haven't looked it up. I haven't looked into it. But the Switch can only do so much. This thing, I mean, it's almost sad to play it at this point. Like, it hurts my eyes to look at some of the games on here. Now, there's some games that look fantastic. Mario Kart, you know, Splatoon looks pretty good. But there are games on this that are embarrassing to look at. So this fits perfect into this, okay? The Witcher 3. They came out with an update, and they updated the PC, they updated the consoles, everything, except for this, because it's not powerful enough to update. It can't run anymore. It was already a struggle to get what they got on here. And I don't know if you've ever played The Witcher on a PC or on a PS5 or an Xbox Series X, but it looks phenomenal. It's amazing. One of the best looking games out there, in my opinion. Like, for coming out in 2015 or whatever, that game looks amazing, especially with the upgrade or update. Fantastic. But you can go buy Witcher for this bad boy. You're like, oh, that's badass. I can buy Witcher 3 and play The Witcher 3 on the go. But then you play The Witcher 3 on the go for about 5 minutes, and you're like, this hurts my freaking eyes. It hurts my eyes. That's how bad The Witcher 3 looks on this. And it's not the only game. The Doom 2016, it looked terrible. When you put it on a TV, it looked like someone took Vaseline. Like someone took Vaseline, just wiped the whole screen with it, and you're sitting there like, what the fuck is going on? What the hell is going on with my eyes? Oh shit. The Switch just looks that bad. I thought I had glaucoma going on in my right eye or something. And it's just this shitty ass device I got here. Thank God for that. At least I'm healthy. So this whole rant about Nintendo. At the end of the day, I just want Nintendo to do something about this old ass hardware. Come out with a Switch 2, a Switch Pro. I don't want a Switch Pro now because it's been so long. You just need to do a Switch 2, but if you're not going to do a Switch 2 for years or whatever you're going to do, whatever you're doing, if you're not going to do a Switch 2, do a Switch Pro. You got to do something. Not an OLED screen. I don't need to see your pixelated Vaseline screen in OLED, okay? It didn't do anything for me. It looks a little crisper, so you can see how crisp the blurry edges are, you know? There's no point in that. We need an upgrade. I don't want Tears of the Kingdom at 900p, 30 frames a second. I just don't want to play it like that. So please, do something about this mess. As always, I will catch you guys on the other side. Peace out.